Are Disney executives listening to our podcast? Well, Carrie and I spoke about character meet and greets, and it seems Disney listened. We're sharing all the news of what's coming back to the Walt Disney World parks and our favorite parts of the Festival of the Arts. We just love this festival. And then, of course, I'm sharing my thoughts on AntMan. Carrie told me to watch it. I did. What did I think? Stay tuned to find out. You're listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. Hi, I'm Francine.
And I'm Carrie.
We're two best friends who can't stop talking, usually about Disney stuff.
Sometimes we have fascinating guests, and sometimes it's just us, but it's always positive and fun.
We're happy to have you join our chat. Thanks for listening, and let's get started. Hi, Carrie.
Howdy, pal.
How's it going?
It's all right.
Good.
Cold. Still cold. I think wasn't it cold last time?
I know.
Might have been snowy last time.
I think we got Snowmageddon last time.
Right.
Although this week, Florida's experiencing some pretty cold temperatures, for them anyway. Although I gotta say, I don't feel any pity for them. It's really not that cold.
It's cold, but, they get a lot more warm and beautiful sunny days in the winter than we do, so.
Oh, for sure. And here, we've had more snow since.
Well, and then our winters, we only really get bright blue sunny days when it's frigid cold.
Yes.
Otherwise our winters are yucky
dark
skies
and dreary.
Dark and dreary. So with our cold weather, we actually have sunshine, which is great, and a blue sky.
I'm so over winter now.
You're sitting in a car with heated seats on. That blue sky is just awesome.
That's for sure. Yeah. Carrie, we had a couple of topics to cover this week on the podcast, but I feel like there must be some Disney people listening to our podcast because we spoke and they answered.
Right.
Remember we were talking about how much we liked the Cavalcades, but how we wish they would figure out a balance between sort of seeing characters far away and then obviously having actual meet and greets for people that need them and want them. Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? It's all coming back. There's been a lot of news recently, and we haven't covered a lot of it because we were, obviously on other topics. But yeah, there was news about cavalcades and meet and greets. So did you see all that?
A little bit, and parades. There's a parade coming back, and entertainment. There's different entertainment coming back. There's more than just. There's lots.
Yeah,
for there being nothing.
Yeah, and you know what I haven't seen yet? For all of the blogs that are posting about it, I haven't seen anybody saying, oh, look, under Bob Chapek's leadership, all this stuff is coming back. They blamed him all when it went away, but nobody's saying under his leadership it's coming back. But I digress.
So back to the
Back to the news of the day. Okay, so the cavalcade. So this one is a pretty big cavalcade that's coming.
It's new and improved.
It's a new and improved cavalcade. It is called Disney Adventure Friends Cavalcade. And apparently, it's the biggest cavalcade they've ever had, which is kind of fun. So see, they were listening to us. And it says it's going to have over 30 Disney and Pixar characters, including Moana, Miguel from Coco, Clarabelle Cow. I love Clarabelle Cow. Baloo, King Louie, Mulan, Elena, Jose, Panchito. There's going to be a ton.
That's impressive.
Right? And have them all together. And it's going to have a new version of Vamos from Move It, Shake It. So yeah, it's kind of cool. I'm excited. Really it's supposed to debut February 11th at the Magic Kingdom.
When I think having all those characters is pretty cool. That's what people want to see. They want to see the characters. At Disneyland on the birthday, they always
here
have,
we go. We have to talk
they
about
always
Disneyland.
they always have like on the 60th, they'd have 60 characters come like on the street on the 61, 62. That's what I understand. Like that's how many characters they send down the cavalcade on the birthday day. But I always think back, and I don't like it was. I guess it was probably a few years back because I think Paris Disneyland is 30. Like turning 30 this year?
I think it's this year.
Is the 30th. But I remember they did for an anniversary, they did an amazing cavalcade. I don't know if you watched it, but like every character ever made in like a birthday cavalcade. So like I could see like seeing all of them, like even with the Disneyland, seeing 60 of them or whatever was awesome. Like if there's and I'm getting back to the Walt Disney World point. Like 30
I'm wondering
of them.
Where are you going? Yeah.
30 of them is a lot. Like
it is.
That's going to be an impressive cavalcade. Like
I know.
Because it's exciting to see when they do have like the 60 or whatever go down the street and you're like, you can't believe, can there be any more? Like, oh my goodness, that's amazing. It's so much fun. So 30 is a hefty number. Like that's going to be a decent experience.
I think so too. I think so too. And I love cavalcades because I think they're so much fun and they're just so random and they pop up on the street and it's exciting. And I remember when they first started kind of doing some of the cavalcades, like the Move It, Shake It. And I remember I was on one of the Keys to the Kingdom tours or something, and they were talking about how they were using those things depending on which direction they were going to push people into the park or back down towards Main Street. And that's what they would do, is they would just alternate the direction of the cavalcade or the Move It, Shake It. So it's kind of fun to see how these have progressed over the years. I'm excited.
It's really cool.
Yeah. They're a nice kind of feel good in the middle of the afternoon. You see a cavalcade coming down. But I wonder how they're going to time all this with the parade. So the Festival of Fantasy parade is coming back to the Magic Kingdom. Mm-hmm. March 9th.
Well, I think so. The cavalcade, the big cavalcade's earlier, right? So I guess maybe they gotta see how that works before they. I don't know.
Maybe. So this debuts March 9th, and it will be the parade's 8th year anniversary.
Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's been going for 8 years. Like I'm trying to. Yeah,
well, they had a couple years of a break.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. They had an unscheduled break in the middle there. Yeah. So it's the 8th year, and Maleficent Dragon will be returning.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
That's exciting. The parade, and then there's a castle show coming back, right?
Yes.
Did it say
yes.
Mickey's.
So this
Mickey
is
Mouse
Mickey's
one, right?
Yeah, it's Mickey. I can't. You know they do this. It's like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Mickey's Magical Friendship Fair. Like, why do they do that? MMFF. So Mickey's Magical Friendship Fair. Yeah. So
I wonder how different it will be from. Because it was sort of like a friendship fair before, wasn't it? Sort of.
Yeah, it was Mickey's Friendship. So, but this is kind of, I think, like yeah, it's supposed to be. So that debuts on February 25th. And yeah, so it's kind of like it's an updated version of Mickey's Royal Friendship Fair.
Right.
Is the old one, right. Remember?
Yes.
And now this new one is supposed to feature new segments and maybe some anniversary elements.
Ooh, some new outfits, probably.
Oh, probably
maybe
new outfits.
Maybe a little bit more pizzazz, a little bit more fireworks or some extra pyro or something.
Maybe. And there's apparently a new song, an original song, where the magic feels like home.
Don't you?
That'll be interesting.
Like I'd watch that show once in a blue moon, but have you ever noticed, like, if that comes up on, like, your streaming or whatever, like, the castle shows, like, all, like, like, every single word, and then you think, I think I've stood in front of it, like, twice to watch the thing in its entirety, but you know every single word to the song.
But somehow you know all the song? I know.
Yeah. Like, how they all, yeah, like, all the, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying
it's
to
always
think.
different characters singing, and you're kind of like, you can go from one to the other, and you're like, well, how do I know that this is how the song goes? Because you hear it all the time.
I don't think I think maybe I've stood and watched it a couple of times, like maybe a handful, but I don't think, and really it's only been, I've sort of been in the area at the time and caught either the beginning or the end, or like not the whole way through.
Right, you catch it in passing, or you hear, you're walking past it or whatever.
Yeah, it's weird.
The one thing though, like with all this stuff coming back, because there's even a few more things, is that like I think we were, like there was so much stuff kind of missing, and I think after so long, we might have, not that we forgot about it, but like it seems like, wow, like that's a lot coming back.
It is.
All at once. But I guess there's lots to come back to bring it back to the way that it was before, and this is a big bulk of it at Magic Kingdom, anyways.
Well, because you hear all the people complaining, like, I don't want to go right now. It's not a full experience, blah blah blah, because they've taken this stuff away, and it's nice to see it coming back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and seeing it all happen. It is pretty much happening at once, like within a month's window. Like all these little bits and pieces coming back is great.
Yeah.
So sooner than later, which is awesome for the people that are planning to go in the spring, and from now on.
Go forward. So they did listen to us about the cavalcades, but they also listened to us about the character meet and greets.
Yeah, that's another thing. Exactly.
So I'm telling you, Carrie, I think they're listening.
Well, I don't know. I'm sure they figured it out that, maybe we could find the best of both worlds. So the characters, they're bringing back a few, not
all of them. Yeah, they're just bringing back a few, and they're putting them on Genie Plus. So you're going to have
kind of makes sense.
It does, because who wants to line up for them, right? So they've got Cinderella and Tiana coming, and a visiting princess, quote unquote. So just they'll rotate, I guess, the princesses at Fairy Tale Hall at Magic Kingdom. And then Mickey's coming back to Town Square at the Magic Kingdom, which is fun. And Olaf is going to be at the Celebrity Spotlight at Hollywood Studios with, on the Genie Plus. And there still will be a standby queue for them if they want to.
And I guess, they do have, those are special spots just for characters. So I think
they couldn't put anything else.
Come back. What else are they going to do with that space?
Yeah, well,
than, they could make a nice, ongoing, permanent, Muppet museum or something in Mickey's Town Hall. Whatever.
In Mickey's Town Hall, we'll put a Muppet.
An homage to everything with the Muppets.
Yeah, that's what it needs.
That would have been a permanent art installation exhibit about the Muppets. But other than that, Mickey, they can't really do any Muppet exhibit, or they may as well just bring Mickey and Minnie back
bring
to
them
meet
back.
people.
Well, I think it's kind of important that they have some place for people to meet Mickey Mouse.
Of course.
I think, there's got to be a place to meet the big cheese. And then the princesses, they're very important when the little girls are getting dressed up and they want their picture with the princesses. And hopefully soon that means the return of Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique.
Yeah, that's a big one for people that are planning, and that's on a must do on their to-do list.
Yeah. So I'm hopeful that comes back soon. And then when are we ever going to hear about the dining plans? If I had $1 for every time somebody says to me, any news? Do you know when the dining plan's coming back? No. We have no clue.
People want it back.
Yeah. Which is funny because we're
prepaid.
Yeah, I think so much of it is that. They want their dining prepaid so that they know once they go, they don't have to worry about the money for what they're eating. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anything else from our list that has come true? Well, so far, no. I think that was pretty much it. That was pretty good, though. I think we were pretty good at predicting what was going on there. Because Disney's listening to us, right? Of course they are. There are a bunch of things coming up for the 50th, and we were talking about some more 50th merch that was coming out as well. And yeah. We're wondering, did they plan to release it in trickles, or was it a supply chain demand issue? I kind of hope that it was on purpose. When we were there, the
like they wouldn't have, like all the new stuff that's come down the pipes, like they wouldn't have had room for everything.
That's so true.
It was already full up. Like everything had its spot and was already, so maybe.
You can't have an 18-month celebration and show all your cards on day one.
Well, you could. Yeah, you could.
I guess you could.
We just look at the same.
Yeah, and then
stuff.
we look at the same stuff for 18 months.
But it's smart, like, if we went, say we go, 5 times during the celebration and there's
new merch every time.
New merch every single time.
Well, I think it's great.
We would be complaining on visit number 3 that it's the same stinking stuff.
Well, that was always frustrating to me, like on past trips when you would go and we would go multiple times. And then it was like, when are they going to change the merchandise? Why haven't I seen anything new?
And I wonder if, like, I don't know the timing of when it has changed, but it definitely was like that. Like, there might be the odd little thing that was different, but it always seemed to be the same things, the same mugs, the same basic teas. Like,
yes.
And then there's much more change and new stuff all the time. Amazing stuff. Like, whether it's just on purpose or over the last 2 years, I don't know. But yeah, we were disappointed with the 50th stuff because we liked what we saw when we got, like, when we were preparing to go, we had our list of everything that we wanted. And then when we got there, it was like a lot of the stuff was gone. Like, we didn't even get to see it in the wrong size because it was long gone.
It was long gone.
And some of the things like that iridescent mug and the hoodies and and by the time we were done our trip, the sizes, like if there were sizes and things, like there was only extra
gone.
smalls and smalls left or like there was very limited, cause the merch
that was
just
disappointing.
Flying. So yeah, I'm excited.
I hope they get more of it back though. Like, I hope they get more of the other stuff back and release the new.
Like, I think I'm okay with it. Like, considering
you're
the stuff
okay
that
with
they're
limited
bringing...
edition stuff like that.
No,
though.
but as long as they keep bringing stuff out and it's nice stuff, then I'm okay with not getting that mug or that hoodie. Like, if something different is a different sweatshirt.
I really want that mug. I really wanted that mug. Like, there's certain things, sometimes I'm like, okay, if I didn't get it, it was meant to be, whatever. But sometimes there's merchandise where I'm like, I really wanted it. And it bugs me that the only way I'm ever going to get it is if I go to eBay and pay $100 for this mug. Yeah,
well, really I think there'll be something else that'll come by
I hope it's as nice.
But the stuff that I saw recently, which I wonder what people think of it. Like, I kind of like it. I don't know that I don't know if I would wear it, but they had the vault. They've been bringing out more stuff. They have the 50th stuff that's been coming out, different stuff here and there, but they've also been bringing out more stuff in the vault collection. So they have the 1971 Magic Kingdom map.
I love that map.
They've made it into a Spirit jersey. They've made it into a pair of Crocs.
Yep.
And I saw they've made it into a puzzle. So I was like, whoa. What? A puzzle?
Another puzzle's pretty cool. I would like that puzzle too.
So they're bringing out stuff into that collection, new stuff too. So,
yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot. And I think everything that's coming out is everything I see just seems like maybe even not better than the original stuff, but like it's almost like the first stuff that came out was like the stuff they had to do, right? Which maybe like, the official logoed, 50th stuff. They had to do it in everything. The pens, the pencils, the postcards, the t-shirts, the whatever. Like they had to put the catalog of all like the regular stuff. So maybe that stuff should come back because it's their, but then there's lots of other neat stuff. Like they've been bringing out, just all kinds of stuff like sculptures and just different things that across, and then the vault stuff and just all kinds of little things and different foods too. Like I think they've been adding on to the special food menus and whatever. So,
well, we did. Yeah. So we definitely disagreed on the food that there was something new for Valentine's Day that's coming, which is strawberry and chocolate Dole Whip.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, see, and I'm like, why? Just leave it alone. Like, why did they have to do that? Dole Whip is good. Just leave it alone. And Carrie's like, what? Of course. Why wouldn't you want strawberry and chocolate?
I love a regular Dole Whip, but I like anything that's like kind of fruity and whatever. Like the raspberry Dole Whip, love it. Any flavor, any twisties they do with the Dole Whip, I love it.
Yeah,
as long as it's kind of fruity. So I'm kind of, a strawberry chocolate one. I think I would be down to try.
I'm okay with the strawberry Dole Whip. It's just like they got to put all the stuff on it, then they got to put the chocolate strawberry on it, and it's just it's almost like it's just too much. It's kind of like when they do those Caesars, the Caesar drinks, and it's got like so much bacon and all this stuff coming, like it's like a full meal.
Like I've seen they have like a sandwich on top of it.
Yeah, it's like sometimes less
slider
is more. Yeah.
Well, I think I learned when we were there and I got the Haunted Mansion milkshake. Right? Like that's
perfect example.
Like just make a milkshake and throw a Haunted Mansion straw in it, and I would have been happy. Like it didn't need to have like any extra sprinkles or donuts that didn't taste very good or whatever. Right? It could have been just. They can keep it simple, but I guess they gotta have a wow factor because
the wow factor was the big donut.
Was I paid whatever $9 for a straw, right? So I guess they have to have
and
wow.
The milkshake wasn't that great, and the donut was horrible.
Yeah, I don't even drink milkshakes. I really just wanted the straw.
I know, like this was,
I was
all
banking
about
that donut
the straw.
was going to be delicious, but it wasn't. But anyways,
and we're usually pretty positive about stuff. So for us to say that donut wasn't good, it really wasn't good.
And people want Instagram pictures of things, so everything's got to look spiffy and fancy. Like
right.
I think there's definitely a group of people that want certain things in
just
the parks,
for the Instagram,
food-wise, and they don't really care if it tastes good or not. I'm sure there's got to be some people that just want it for the gram.
Yeah,
lots of people, but. Like I want it for the gram like 10% and I want it 90% to be tasty.
Yes, you and I are totally, as much as we want stuff for the gram, it's never just for, like, we have to want to eat it, wear it, buy it, whatever it is, and then we get a picture for the gram. It's not,
and let's just
we
make
just buy it for the gram.
Duper clear, like that Haunted Mansion milkshake was 100% for that paper straw.
It was. You were in a panic that they were actually going to put they were going to put the straw right in the milkshake. You were like, how am I going to make sure they don't put the straw in the milkshake?
My fingers have never moved so quick to pull that straw out of that milkshake.
Oh my gosh.
So being tasty would have been like just, the best thing ever. Best experience ever. But anyways, they're adding lots of new food, it seems.
They are.
Whether it's for the Instagram or it's going to be both delicious or for both, who knows, whatever. Yeah. And the merch looks exciting. So hopefully it'll keep going. We can keep spending our money when we're down there.
There's lots of merch coming out also for the Festival of the Arts. And I have to say, just in case anybody hears it in the background, because my mic is pretty good, if you hear it in the background, it sounds like the city has finally come to my street to get rid of the big ice blocks, and they're digging up like all of the snow right in front of my house right now. So if you hear it in the background, that's what it is.
I don't hear it.
You don't hear it? Well,
no.
And maybe nobody will, and maybe I can cut this out when I'm editing if I can't hear it, but if you can, that's what it is. They're digging up hopefully they're not putting it in front of my driveway, because that's really, the pain. But they are, there's a lot of new merch for the Festival of the Arts, Carrie. And I saw, I even saw this morning, they had new phone cases, 3D phone cases that debuted at Epcot. And I love the fact that so much of the Festival of the Arts, which is I think it is my favorite festival, like my favorite, but it's all Figment. And I love Figment. I love what Figment represents.
Yeah. Yeah. There's usually a little bit of Figment in all of the festivals at Epcot, but there's a lot of them in the Festival of the Arts.
Right. He's always in the Festival of the Arts, but he's really seems to be getting a bigger and bigger presence. Can you say popcorn bucket?
I know, we were going to talk about that like 2 episodes ago when we got started or whatever it was.
We got sidetracked.
We're like, we can't talk about it. We've already talked long enough, but
But
Yeah.
maybe, did we talk about it in the one we had to scrap, or no, we didn't? No. So we
didn't
actually
talk
haven't
about it.
talked about the popcorn bucket.
No, and
What are your
yeah.
thoughts on the popcorn bucket, Carrie?
Oh, it's adorable. And I think the minute we saw
bucket.
I think the minute we saw it, we messaged each other and we were like, "Oh my goodness! Like this is going to cause like total chaos. Like more like that no Walt Disney World popcorn bucket has ever done."
We knew it like long before it was the day of. We knew it was going to be crazy.
Yeah, and the day of, I was chatting with some of my Disney pin friends, and we were we were sending pictures back and forth, and we were thinking like, we were talking about like popcorn when we were at Walt Disney World, we got the Mickey Mouse anniversary popcorn buckets, right?
Yes.
And I was, when I was in line with them, Becky and I were talking about the popcorn and saying like, if we bought two of, like, I think she bought two of them and then I didn't buy any, but we were talking about like the people in front of us just getting the popcorn buckets and the people behind us just getting the popcorn buckets, and us saying like, why wouldn't you take the popcorn? Like
Disney popcorn's the best.
Like they'll put it in a container for you. Like they'll put it in the paper thing for you. Like take it and eat it, or like give it to somebody. Like take it in the paper container and then pass it to somebody that's walking in and make their day, right? Like pay it forward or whatever. And then we were chatting about like, if I was one of those people that wait in line to buy all of them, like I'd be packing Ziploc bags because I would still want my popcorn. And then we got to as we were chatting back and forth and we were seeing more stuff online, and we saw the picture that they were actually giving away rainbow popcorn to go with it. So it was extra special. So it wasn't even that you were just getting, the regular popcorn. They had like special pre-bagged rainbow popcorn. So you got your Figment and then you got your bag of rainbow popcorn to go with it. But yeah, like, people like my first assumptions were like they're waiting and they're buying bags of these Figments and they're not even keeping the dang popcorn.
Well, people waited in line. I was seeing reports of like 7 hours.
Yeah, like all day.
Now, I love that popcorn bucket, and it's probably the only popcorn bucket that I really wanted. Obviously didn't get one, but 7 hours
honestly,
for like a popcorn bucket? I would, even if I was there, I wouldn't have waited 7 hours for a popcorn bucket.
I don't know that I would have waited 7 hours, but I think if we were there, and we knew it was coming, we probably could have got to the park early and waited a couple hours. And I think we would have waited a couple of hours. Like, what else are we going to do in the parks? We sit around and we walk around and do nothing.
We don't do anything anyway. We may as well.
Why wouldn't we wait up to 4 hours in line for a popcorn bucket?
I don't know if I would have, but I did see after the initial day or two, then the lines were like an hour or two, and then they were sold out. Yeah, and they were immediately on eBay, which really burns me. And yeah, so that really bugs me.
They go on eBay, it's so for the people that just with the hype, right? Because they're really not going to be worth that at all.
No.
It's just that somebody wants it and they want it immediately, right? And they get caught up in the hype. It's a popcorn bucket.
Yeah. Now, they did have the limit 2 per guest, but people were bringing their families and everything to buy more. And I did see pictures of people with a lot more than 2, so I don't know whether they sort of
Bags
loosened that. Yeah, if they loosened that later in the day or what happened there. I love that popcorn bucket. I think it's so cute. I really wanted one. But it bugs me the way that it kind of got sold out and the way that it ended up on eBay. And I just hope they have more of them. What I think would be great for all those eBay sellers is if Disney figured out, we knew that Figment was going to be crazy. Popcorn bucket craziness for Figment. We knew that. They already had little signs painted for the line starts here. They knew it was going to be crazy. So why not triple the amount that you ordered? Do you know what I mean? If you ordered 10,000 of them, why not order 50?
Yeah.
So that if perchance they ended up at, that you had lots left on the shelf, you could ship them off to Character Warehouse or whatever. But that's how you stop the eBay people. You have more of them.
Yeah, well, they probably would get in line and buy all of them anyways, and they still would have sold out. We're talking, these days, we were talking last week about how D23
that's
3-day
true.
tickets and Saturday tickets are selling out the 2 days after it opens, right? So I think if there's more that they would have just bought it. What I would think they should do is they should roll out, like if they come in boxes of whatever, they should be rolling out 1,000 of them and randomly selling them. Like, you walk by, there's however many popcorn stands that they decide to do that at, and they roll them out and they sell them randomly. Like, like they could have them at the start of the day and then have a second batch go out later in the day or whatever. Like they randomly, so that the people know that they just don't have to go every morning at 9:00 to get one or whatever. Like something like Figment, if they didn't know that it was going to create chaos, like, come on, like
they had to know. They had to know. We all knew.
3 times as many and they would all sell out. So maybe, it's not like they have to sell them to get rid of them. Like they know, like I saw on one of the sites, like probably Walt Disney World News Today, I think they posted that like I think it was like a menu item at the Pop, you know how they have the Pop Eats booth?
Yeah.
Like it was actually on the booth, like a Figment was part of the signs that you could get a Figment bucket. So did they really think that there was going to be Figment buckets for the entire festival?
I know.
And not like...
And not sell out?
Maybe there is more, like lots more to come. And that's the thing too with some of this stuff, right? Like, so there's the frenzy and all the people that, whether they're selling on eBay or not, like they're selling them, maybe. I don't know if they're selling them for as much as they're posting them for or whatever. But like, that's what also happens. There's like a frenzy when something comes out and then, oh wait, you can buy them for the rest of the festival because they've ordered 500,000 of them or something. And once they get there, they'll be selling them for the next, and then they'll still be at the character outlet when it's all done. Right? Like, so that happens too with some of this stuff.
It does. And you see that at the end of the festivals, that they end up at the character warehouse or things like that where they're selling them off because they had extra merch left.
And that's a true, like with something that's limited edition, like a pin, something that they do that's truly limited, where they're going to have a pin that's got 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000, and like they didn't say the Figment buckets were limited or anything about them. It's just the frenzy, right? Like,
yes, yeah. So I wonder if we would have been there, if we would have waited or got up early to be there or something. I don't know. I'd like to think I wouldn't, but you never.
I think I would have investigated it.
We might have.
We might have went back the next day when the lines weren't so busy.
Yeah, it's crazy. But that is the Festival of the Arts frenzy for the Figment popcorn bucket. But it is that is my favorite festival for sure.
Me too.
Yeah,
for lots of reasons.
Yeah, I think I like that they have the food booths. I like that they have sort of remnants of Food and Wine without the craziness of Food and Wine. And I think some of the art stuff is really, like, I'm not an artsy person, but I like some of the displays. I love seeing the real, like the actual artists and their work at the booths around the world. Like, it's pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm. It's fun. It's neat because if you follow those artists, you can meet them. Like, you could plan your trip around when they're going to be there, and you can meet them and get things autographed, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. And I think some of them create work while they're there too, right? Like they're painting or doing something while they're there. But
yeah, I think we need to just make sure next year we're there for it. Mm-hmm. Because even the photo ops, we always have fun at the photo ops there too.
Yeah, the photo ops are fun, and they usually have a scavenger. They have a scavenger hunt around to find characters.
Yes,
like they do at all the other festivals, but it's just different. It's different, and they have the paint by number mural. I always like doing that.
Yes,
and different entertainment and different
chalk art.
I love the chalk art. Oh my goodness, the chalk art is amazing. Like when you're standing there and you see some of that, like 3D chalk art, and it looks like there's a hole in the ground. It's pretty impressive. Like, it's a really good festival to go for. Yeah, and the as much as I know you don't love this part of it, like the Disney on Broadway stuff is a huge draw. Like, it is for many people.
For a lot of people, that's huge.
It's a favorite thing, right? Like, because there's like the performers are so entertaining and they're so good at what they do, and they do amazing performances. And like it rotates. So I think they do a couple of weeks, like each they have 2 performers, and then they're on for a couple of weeks, and then it switches throughout the festival or whatever. So they sing all the different Disney Broadway songs, and And it's like, people love that. Like, it is, because it's different too, right? Like, it's not like, it's different than the entertainment they provide at the other festivals, right?
For sure. And it's on, so the Festival of the Art is on till February 21st.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely a good festival to check out.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
If you haven't.
Carrie, I had some other exciting news for you this week. We're kind of all over the place this week, aren't we? Did you have anything else you wanted to share about the Festival of the Arts before I move on to my other exciting news?
No. I like it. That's it. I really like the Festival of the Arts.
Okay. So my other exciting news, and we have not discussed this.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. The other night, I watched AntMan. You told me to watch AntMan, so I did.
Oh, I don't know if I told you to watch AntMan, but...
Well, you told me that AntMan was the one I should watch. Like, there was some conversation afterwards, after our last episode when we talked a little bit about you in the Marvel Universe.
I don't think that I should be telling anybody which Marvel movies to watch.
Well, it's funny because Jamie reached out and agreed that given that I'm probably not going to watch all the Marvel movies, that she thought AntMan was a good one for me. And it's funny because our friend Faye shared a memory with me that she had written to me a year ago that said, since you're probably not going to watch all of them, you should try watching AntMan. So she had told me a year ago to watch them.
And?
So I watched it. Truth be told, I tried to watch both AntMan and the Ant-Man and the Bee. But I fell asleep in the second one because it was late and So this will be spoiler alerts if you haven't seen them.
I really don't
you're going to want to fast forward. Well, no. So the second one I fell asleep because I wanted to see the mother. And then I started watching it, and then when I woke up, she was back. So then I was like, well, there's no point in me watching the whole thing again, because now I know. But anyway, so I watched the first one. It's funny. You're right, it's funny.
And like, everybody loves Paul Rudd.
He's such a cutie. So he's a cutie patootie, but I gotta be honest, Carrie, so now I understand his superpower better. So he's not just a little guy. He's not just an ant. So they can't just step on him because he gets big and he gets small. Like, he can do both. So that was the part that wasn't registering in my brain, because I'm like, if he's an ant, like, why don't people just step on him then? But he gets big and small. So that part I get now.
He's wearing a suit that makes him
big and small
and have his powers to do whatever.
But if I'm honest, like, it was a good movie, but it kind of gave me like the creeps a little bit. Like, I was itchy. Watching it.
Taken from this.
So watching it, like, every time he sort of called the ants to come help him and they all came crawling out of places, I got itchy.
Like,
I was, it was like, ooh, I don't like this. It made me itchy. But otherwise, like, it was cute. I was, I like
our review. The ants made me itchy, and overall, Paul Rudd's a cutie patootie, and the whole movie as a whole, it was cute.
It was. And Michael Douglas, I like him. It was good. So I like, it was good enough that I was going to watch the second one.
Yeah.
And technically, it was on my TV. I watched probably the first 10 minutes. I fell asleep and I woke up at the end. So now I know the ending, and there's no point in me watching the whole second one because I know what happens. But I did like the little romance between the daughter and the Ant-Man. So that was fun. But, so that was my review.
One day on.
that was my review of Ant-Man.
But you could watch it, and it's because it is sort of a standalone. Like, there are other Avengers.
They talk
Marvel
about other Avenger people, but
did you watch it to the very you have to always watch all of them to the very end. Like, there's usually
there was a little clip or whatever at the end.
There's some Avengers in the, like, mentioned or in the movie or in the end part or whatever. But it's also like, you can watch it and not really know, like, that technology that, like, where they put him into that middle of whatever universe where he could time travel, but not really. It's not time travel or whatever the heck it is. Where he's in the middle, where he's floating around the middle of nowhere.
Right. Yeah.
Like that's part of the other. Like that's part of the like. That is how they.
Oh, does that connect to another movie?
Yeah, for sure. But like that's the thing. You could seriously watch it and not know what the heck. Like you just can watch it as a standalone and be like, oh, that's how he he goes into this realm to be able to like that's where he is when he's zipping in and out or whatever the heck it is. I like.
Well, there must be something between like Ant-Man and Ant-Man 2 because he talks about him being with Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
in another movie.
He's in other movies. Yeah.
So he talks about that, like he's like, "Oh, it wasn't me," or "How big did you grow?" or whatever. So I'm assuming the instead of getting little, he gets big in the other Marvel Universe movie where he is. But so he talks a little bit about that in the second one. Before I fell asleep, I saw that, and then I was kind of like, "So do I gotta go?" Like it's almost like it hurts it's not entertaining for me to try to figure out what movie I have to watch in the middle to get the whole lineage of the ant.
No, well, Disney Plus tells you which movies to watch, but I think that's the thing with that one is that you could, like, you don't really need to understand, like, you...
Not for Ant-Man 1, you don't, but to understand the conversation at the beginning of Ant-Man 2...
Yeah.
That's yeah. So, anyway...
Yeah, like I think it's one of the Captain America Civil War or something, or and then I think he's in a couple of them where he's in there with the rest of them.
So
fighting.
Yeah, I might try another one. We'll see. But it's funny because I was talking to my nephew the other day, and he's like, "Yeah, I think it would be great if you and Carrie did movie reviews," and I'm like, have you met
serious, dude? No. I think the only reason you should watch other Marvel movies or even attempt to watch them is I think you should watch the first couple and are you entertained? Like am I entertained? Yes? Okay, I'm going to keep watching.
I was entertained.
This was painful? Then no. Yeah. Then don't watch them. But I think I don't think
But I want to understand Avengers Campus. Like, that's the thing, right? Like, when I go there...
help you figure that out.
Like, now I know the Pym dude.
I'll tell you what it's all about, the Pym dude.
I know why the food is small, because I guess it's for him.
Well, it's his lab.
It's for the ant. It's for him that he's shrinking the food.
It's the Pym's lab. Pym, like, it's a lab that made it. So, like, you're going to, yeah.
Right. So in the lab, while they were testing all that stuff, while the bad guy was testing shrinking things... Maybe shrinking the food. You know, the bad guy. The one, But that's the thing. And I think, like it was full of like excitement and stuff like that. But you knew how it was going to end. Yeah.
I think we can't do reviews when we call people the bad guy, the good guy, the Ant-Man. Like all these characters like have other names.
Yeah, but do you remember the bad guy's name?
No.
Exactly. Right?
I don't think he's really like a bad guy. That's the thing too. Like there's bad guys in the Marvel.
The bad guy that was going to sell all of this technology.
He's a bad guy for sure. But I think in the Marvel universe, like there's bad guys, and then he was just sort of like a bad guy in that movie. Like I don't know, does he ever like? I don't know. He's just a bad guy and he's gone.
There's like bad guys in Marvel.
Well, that stick around through the whole like to have history.
Is this Thanos dude that you were talking about?
The dude that's got the fancy glove.
Why don't they just kill Thanos?
Yeah. Well, how come it's so hard? Like
wait, Thanos is the powerful guy. Wait a minute. When you see those people and they have like that big gold glove that looks like Hercules'
that's his glove.
Oh, yeah. That's who it is.
And when he gets all the jewels in it, he with one snap he can do things, and that's what he does. It's a snap. Can you hear that? Oh, the other snaps are better. Dang it. With one snap.
So wait, he snaps his fingers with the jewels, and then he
has to... this is the whole thing. So this whole Marvel universe is he's trying to get all of the gems, or whatever they're called. I'm going to call them bejeweled. He's trying to fully bedazzle his
glove.
His glove, because there's a bedazzle on each knuckle, and then a bedazzle I think in the middle, and he's got to collect all the bedazzlements, and then when he has that, he's gonna have the ultimate power. So he's got to go all.
Doesn't that sound like He-Man though? Like remember He-Man had that like I have the power.
The power of the universe. Yeah, so he's got to go. these are all over like these universes, right? He's got to go, like he's got to collect them all and get them, and then he has the ultimate power. But like up until that point, when he's just one snap
collecting
away,
his bedazzles like through the movies,
sort of. Anyways,
but he wasn't in the AntMan. He's not in the AntMan.
That's why I'm calling it like a standalone compared to like the big Marvel story, right? Yeah. But anyways, like up until that point, like how could a whole humongous team of Avengers not take this dude down before he's got all his bejewels? Yeah.
Like why when he's
my mind? I guess like that's what they make movies for, and it would be not too exciting, but
if they just took him out the first one.
You know, like 7 movies in instead of like
this
the full,
is why you and I are not
23
screenwriters.
It's just kind of fun. Like if anything about this Marvel stuff is just like I have so much fun, like just thinking of it in the most ridiculous way, because I was never a fan, and I know there's such a fandom around it, and like I'm totally clueless to it, and I have so much fun talking about it in this way. Like it is. I am so glad I'm not a fan from the beginning, and then in my crazy kookiness, I can kind of like joke and tease with my Marvel friends and be this way, because it is so much fun to think of it the way that I think of it.
Well, just because
I wouldn't have it any other way.
So serious
for the people
us
that are listening.
Yeah,
like that are banging their heads off their desk because they're like these two they should stop. And we're talking to you, Jamie. Stop.
I know. Stop. She did post in our Facebook group and said, I'm laughing and cringing at the same time.
So much fun.
It is, because we don't, I don't understand it all. Therefore, I'm not necessarily invested one way or the other in some of the storyline. I can just appreciate it for what it is. He's an ant. Right? And he rides on ants. He gets bigger and smaller. He's got a daughter he loves. Like
I love his daughter.
Oh my gosh, she's so cute. She's so cute. So
the relationship they have is awesome. That's the best.
I kind of love that, and her with her stepdad and how they became friends. Like spoiler, I guess whatever. No,
everybody's watching movies but us.
I know. I think we're probably the only two.
We need to preface and say spoiler for anything when it comes to these movies,
because we're probably doing it. Even people who haven't watched it, they're gonna watch it now and be like, "What are those two talking about?"
We started talking like there's no spoilers, because I don't think we're capable of spoiling anything.
I swear though, I am gonna research He-Man, because I don't really remember He-Man. Was He-Man Marvel? Because I remember when Andrew was little and we used to play He-Man and She-Ra, and he was he had the power of the universe of Castle Grayskull or whatever, and he had his little Masters of the Universe. Yeah.
Yeah, so Castle Grayskull.
Remember Castle? And we had a little Castle Grayskull, and we had and there was Orko was his little buddy that used to fly around with him. Yeah. Anyway, I wonder I wonder if this is just sort of a rendition, continuation of He-Man. I don't know. Anyway,
I don't think so.
So that was my AntMan journey. And it looked like the second movie was really good. I wish I'd seen the middle part, but
I think you would probably enjoy the middle part.
I thought about going back, but I just I wanted to see if the mom came back, and then I saw the end, and I was like, all right. I was so tired.
Yeah, if you're tired, you're tired.
Yeah, so that was it. Well, Carrie, I think we've covered a ton of topics this week, don't you? I don't know what we're going to title this episode, FYI, but we'll figure that part out.
Maybe we'll do another clickbait like we did with my Carrie's Marvel Universe. We'll say that we do a review of AntMan.
It's our version of clickbait. People aren't clicking. They're like, what? I don't want to hear these two talk about Marvel. Oh my gosh. Okay, Carrie. It's that time of the week again. What brought you pixie dust this week?
My pixie dust was yesterday. I got to spend some time with some friends that I haven't seen in a long time, and it was much needed.
Oh, nice.
For my everything. I just needed to hang out with some friends and laugh and giggle and
And be together.
And be together, yep. So
That's so nice.
It was exactly what I needed at the end of the week. So,
oh, good for you. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's awesome.
It was good. What was your pixie dust?
My pixie dust, I actually have 2 this week. 2 things brought me some joy this week. Look at me, show off, eh? First one is, I had a friend reach out to me and say if I was looking for something to binge watch, that there was a show that she was absolutely addicted to on Disney Plus that she knew I would love, called Devious Maids.
What? I saw you posted that on your Instagram story. I don't even know what the heck it is.
Oh my gosh, I'd never heard of it before.
Me neither.
But it's about these 4 maids who work in big, rich Beverly Hills houses. And there's a murder, there's affairs. It's like the Real Housewives, only, amplified. It's like Desperate Housewives. Remember the show Desperate Housewives?
Yep.
It's kind of like that. But even a little more out there. And it's got like Grant Show. Remember him from Melrose Place? Susan Lucci is absolutely brilliant in it. It's funny. It's quick-witted. It's just, it's so fun. It's so fun. So she's like, you got to watch. So I watched 1 episode last night. And then before I knew it, I was 5 in. And it's old. I think it's canceled. Like it's already off the air, but I'm going to binge it. It's like 4 seasons or something. It's fun.
I might watch it. I'll check it out. I'm sure it's not going to be Cobra Kai, but it's going to probably be.
Yeah. And my nephew's watching Cobra Kai from the beginning now. I've been talking to him about it for how long? And he's like, yeah. But now his friend is raving about it. So now he's watching it. So, my second one is I tried a new food place. So my sister has been ranting and raving while she's in the hospital about things that she is craving. And she was craving this place called Salad King. But FYI, Salad King doesn't sell salad. It's Thai food.
My kind of place.
It's Thai food. And we managed to get it. So I got like an Uber Eats delivered to the hospital. And let me tell you, Carrie, it was delicious. It was absolutely delicious. The only problem is that it won't deliver all the way out to my house.
No, because it's downtown.
Because it's downtown. So you have to get it while you're downtown. But it's absolutely delicious. If you're in Toronto, you got to try Salad King. It's yummy. And I had chicken balls with fried rice with 3 chilies. So you can get 1 or 3 chilies, like depending on how hot you want it. So I got 3 chilies and it was good. Yeah, cool. It was really good. Really good. Yeah. So that was it. Carrie, thank you again. Always fun. And of course, we're still looking for ratings and reviews on Apple Podcast and on Spotify, please. That helps us out a lot. So thank you very much. And we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the episode.
Make sure you're following us on your favorite podcast player so you'll get a new episode every week. And find us on social media too. We'd love to hear from you.
Till next time, remember, you are never too old to be young. Chase your dreams and design your own happily ever after.